Hi, everybody. Welcome and welcome to Pierrette from the channel As We Heal Each Other. Hi, Pierrette.
Hi.
We're both so excited to be here. We've been looking forward to, well, I've been looking forward to this ever since I asked Pierrette if she was willing to join me. Um, and we're going to have some big fun today. Yes. Oops. Wait. I better open that queue. Nightbot is going to be managing the chat. We are going to have a limit of 8 questions. We are not, I mean, the usual rules apply. We are willing to look at, both of us are willing to look at healing energy, um, to answer healing questions as far as energy goes, but really it's not possible for Pierrette to do an in-depth healing reading. If you want to contact her for an in-depth healing reading, her email is in the description. Please feel free to do so. She's an amazing healer. Okay. Hang on a second here. So the limit, what? Oh, hi. Hi, White Dragon. Um, I screwed that up. Um, the limit's going to be 8 questions as per usual because we don't want to be here for 4 hours. I know you'd like that, but you guys would love that. I want to say hi to a whole bunch of people. Leah, if you would type your question in, there's like Amanda Carroll. Okay, time to put up the banner. It's exclamation mark join and followed by your question. So let's see, Kendra, if you could retype that, and please keep in mind there is a limit of 100 characters. So if you could, if you could keep that in mind, sorry, I'm distracted by reading the chat. If you could keep that in mind when you're putting your question in there, 100 character limit, just put in the basics of the question. And when you come up, then you can give more details in the chat. Oh, Sharon's site, thank you so much. That's wonderful. And Leah, you are number 3. Kendra, your question is probably too long still. Okay. And we have 4 questions. Okay. But even before we're accepting questions right now, but I do want to have a chat with Pierrette about how you came to this. Tell me a little bit about your story. Tell us a little bit, not just me.
How I came to having the healing? Oh, are we having an echo? How come we're having echoes now?
Yeah, I
Oh,
don't know. I don't know.
it,
I don't. It's not a real echo. You just sound a little
if
hollow.
my brother's listening, he technical guy. Tech, level 2. Anyways, how I started out is that I've been this way all my life, so there's no big secret. It just happened. I'm always knowing what to do for some strange reason, even when I was a child. Um, Not too long ago, I found out that I had my biological grandmother would be able to stop the bleeding, which some people can, and I didn't know that I could. And now that I told my brother that he could do it too, he does it. But it's just that little things added up. And I went for courses. And when I was in the course, what happens is I didn't see what everybody saw, like colors. Like they would say, there's a like in Chios, there's a triangle and there's a color red, or there's a circle and then there's this. And they kept on saying that. What I would see was the organs, exactly what's inside. I would see the boogers, I would see the ears, inside the ears, I would see the brain. I'm able to talk to the brain and to go in and reconnect certain things. I'm especially good for Parkinson. Who would have known? Because my husband's been 18 years with Parkinson, and I've been, for some reason, sent people that has Parkinson. And what happens there is, I even said
So,
that this morning to someone that we were talking about certain things, and I said, I can clear the gulk that's in the brain. To me, it's black, and then I can clear it. And sometimes they tell me to clear it by layers in the brain and the pineal gland. And then it's really weird because for 2 weeks until I see that person again, they're fine until the almost the day that I go see them. But their memory, as soon as I finish with them, their memory's like sharp, 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 sharp. And then all of a sudden it's like it fades. I don't know why it doesn't stay, but I just know that I know exactly how they are as soon as I put my hands on them. And it's like, oh, you had a really rough week. So even if it's 2 weeks, the first week is fine. The second week, I would know, it's like maybe 3 days in that week. It's like, oh, so but I've always been very connected, I suppose. So, yeah.
wow, that's just fascinating to me.
Yeah.
That is because I mean, even when I do Reiki, I don't actually see anything. I can feel it and I know it, you know? And um sorry, excuse me for just 1 second. Okay, chatters, I am Lulu and Angela Hunter. If you will follow the banner at the bottom of the scrolling little ticker thingy at the bottom, it's not hashtag, it's exclamation mark, no space, join, followed by your question. And at some point, I am going to get off my and create one of Gerald's Tarot Stash's fabulous flashcards and start using that. So we have 8 questions at this point. So Angela, I'm sorry, I think you missed it. I'm going to close the queue now.
Okay, one thing, I don't see the chat. That's one thing that
Uh,
I don't have here.
You don't
So,
see the chat because I gave you permission to see. If you look up at the top, you can see private and you can see comments, a tab that
yeah,
says comments.
yeah.
Okay, click on the one that says comments.
Ah,
I
woohoo.
know, I know. Do you know my first time doing a StreamYard thingy was with Gerald a long time ago, I think maybe a year ago. And or being a guest on somebody's show, like not just, I didn't know that you could see the comments. And I was following the comments on my phone. So that whole thing, you see my head down like this because I'm trying to follow and trying to answer people in the chat and all this kind of stuff. And it's rather embarrassing to look at now. But if you want to have a good laugh, please feel free. So there you go. Um, let's see. Okay. I want to say hi to a whole bunch of people. I've been a bad host. I'm sorry. I want to say hi to a bunch of chatters. Leah gets the gold star because she was first in today, and Kim B. And welcome, joyful mystic Kate. I'm happy to see you here, Kendra. Um, okay, I got to slide right up there. Diane G. Of course. How could I forget to say hello to Diane G. and Sharon Sight? Kim B, I think I said hi to you already. Okay. And White Dragon, yeah, you got put up on the screen, so good for you. Kendra, and yeah. And oh, hi, Nightbot. Nice to see you here. Um, all right. Let's get started. Um, Amanda would like to know something, Pierrette. Okay, I'm closing the queue now. We got 10 questions because I wasn't paying attention. Sorry. Okay, we've got 10 questions. Hi, Pierre-Louis Landry. Welcome. And
That's my
hello to
brother.
you. Oh, well, you're too late for questions, Pierre. Sorry. Or I guess I should say Pierre-Louis. It's very rude when someone has a hyphenated name. Uh, uh, do you want to answer that?
So if I'm native?
Yeah, I think she means First Nations.
No, I. It's a thing
Well,
going. It's a thing going on in our family. We're trying to decide if we are or not. We got the eyes, of course, but I don't think we are. Some say we are, some say we are not. So
well, listen, any French Canadian who got here um, before 1800 probably has native heritage. My father, my adopted father, looked like because genetically I'm Ukrainian, but culturally I'm French Canadian. Um, it Yeah, Amanda Carroll says it feels that way to her. Yeah, my dad looked like he could have been. He had the nose, he had the skin, he had the look. He totally looked native, but they swore up and down there wasn't any until my uncle did the genealogy, and there are 3 or 4 marriages recorded by with women who got baptized just so they were native, right? They got baptized just before. There's a record of her baptism and then her wedding the same day in like, I don't know, 1702 or whenever the hell. So, yeah. So,
I do believe that I have Mi'kmaq because of the some of the readings that I receive. I tend to know things. I'm also like 80, 80 lives into healing. So I could be like, I was told that I was a medicine woman, doctor, whatever. So in 80 lives. So it has to come from way back ancestry. So I'm sure I'm there with
yeah,
natives. I wouldn't
yeah.
mind.
Well, no. Who, especially in Canada,
Mm, I'm
especially in,
Irish. I know that I've got some Irish in me, that's for sure, and Acadian because Irish is for Casey. My biological family's Casey. So, I mean, yeah.
such an interesting mix.
Oh,
Okay.
yes.
So yeah, Angela. I hope or Amanda rather, I hope that answers your question. Okay, so let's get started with the questions because we're we're going to be working. I'm so happy to see all of you here. This is absolutely wonderful. We've got 20, sorry, I can't see that far away. We've got 28 people in the chat and all you lurkers. Um, It's wonderful to have you here. Okay, so the first person in the queue is Kim B, and she wants to know any messages my guides would like me to know for March and April. Okay. Oh, gee, you know what? I forgot to read the opening prayer. Sorry. Sorry. Uh, you're going to have to wait. Sorry, Kim. I'm going to put you back up because I didn't mean to do that. My cursor is going wild today. I know Mercury's not retrograde, okay? Or maybe it is. I can't tell. Okay, let's start as we usually do with the 3 deep breaths together. We are surrounded by the pure white light of divine source. We ask Archangel Michael to protect and guide us, and we call forth all of our angels, guides, beings of light, and Akashic Records masters to assist us now to receive information of the highest truth, highest frequency of light and love, allowing us to receive exactly what we need for our greatest good and the greatest good of humanity. Thank you, thank you, thank you. We open ourselves to the light And with this light, we open ourselves to our truth. And with this light, we open ourselves to our soul's purpose. And with this light, we open ourselves to be guided towards our highest good and the highest good of all in divine love. And so this group, consisting of the people here now, those who will join us later, and those who will watch the replay, is given the truth to best serve them on their healing journey into the love and acceptance that is most beneficial for them in this moment. And I'm going to read that silently. And with this light and guidance, we unlock the energy fields of this group to receive the records of their souls. That was nice. Okay, Kim, do you want to go first or do you want me to?
You go first. Can I just say that I will be using some cards when I'm called to, and they're healing cards and self love. And if they do download something, I'll say it out loud. Or if they tell me not to say it, I'll have to be quiet and get Linda to take over, because it all depends what they're going to give me. Because I channel differently than other people, and it's usually deep stuff. So I will try to be behaving and not give information that should not be given.
You know, I just asked my guides to give me information that can be public,
Okay,
you
we'll do
know,
that.
because um, because I I'm getting better at being able to censor kind of or censor. Yeah, censor on the fly, to filter. That's a better word. I'm getting better at being able to filter kind of on the fly. But at first I couldn't. And so I had to leave it up to them. And so whatever I said, well, that's what I said. And if you didn't want it to be public, you should ask for a private reading. Sorry to all those people that I may have offended. Okay, I'll go first. Kim, you're on. I keep telling you this. You're on the path. You're doing exactly what you're supposed to be doing. You're beginning to feel that really strong connection, and you're beginning to you're like following your inspiration. You're following the guidance you're being given. I mean, sometimes you don't get it, and they have to kind of beat you over the head. But that's okay, because that's just experience and learning and doing, and you are absolutely on the path now. So that's the general kind of overview for March and April. Make sure the details are looked after. I don't know what that means. uh, Make sure that the small details are looked after. That actually could be a message for me as much as it is for you, Kim. So if there are documents to sign or forms to fill out or any sort of that kind of stuff, go over it carefully and get a lawyer's opinion if it's a contract, um, or like some professional opinion if that's required. Like, don't hesitate to do that. Don't just call in the expert if you need one, and make sure that all of the points are covered in whatever you sign your name to, whatever you provide to an official. What do you mean? Oh, like an official body, like the government, or something like that, an employer, an official kind of like formal relationship. Make sure that all the details are looked after before you put your name to it. Make sure that you agree with everything. Make sure that there's nothing there that's unknown to you. or that would come up as a surprise and bite you later. Mm. But they're showing me sunshine. I don't know, like, are you going to the Caribbean or something? You're showing me bright sunshine, and I hear waves, and I don't know, maybe a big lake. Who knows? You have to figure that out. Sunshine and blue sky, and the sound of waves in the background, and it smells really, really nice. It smells very green and juicy and chewy and luscious. Yeah, man, it feels fabulous. It's and you looking at you in this environment feels fabulous too. So, if you want to go and have a little weekend getaway in, are Americans allowed to go to Cuba yet? Or I don't know, some hot tropical place. That looks like that's what's going to happen. That's just what I see, or a plan for one. Imelda, I'm so sorry. Questions are closed and I have to change the banner, but I'm having real difficulties with my brain today. And um, so yeah, I'm not being a very good chat manager. Do you want to go?
Yep. Okay. I got this card. Okay. And it says hope. And what you were saying about details, this card is showing as if this person is like in a storm, but there is this beautiful flower that she didn't really see at first. It's right there, I think. And then it's like all of a sudden it's there. So there is something in those 2 months that you have to pay attention. Just pay a little closer attention to what it is you're looking for. It is there. So that's what it says here. Hope that helps.
Thanks, Pierrette, and thank you. And Kim says that she and her mother are going to the Okefenokee Swamp and then Jekyll Island. Okay, I don't know what Jekyll Island is, and Okefenokee Swamp, like that sounds tropical. That sounds hot and smelly. Okay, so yeah, all right, that works for me. That sounds like you're going to have an awesome time. You're going to be in Georgia. Yeah, but I don't have any idea. Like, is it a resort? Is it like a vacation spot? I have no idea. Um, yeah. Um, yeah, I'm sorry, Juju. Questions fill up really fast. Just like on Akashic Adventures, they fill up really fast. You got to get here as soon as I open the queue and start and Nightbot starts collecting questions. So I hope that helps, Kim. That was fun. Okay, so next we have, ouch. You looking forward to the weekend?
Me? Oh, yes. Oh, yes.
Me too. Okay, next we have Emily Lawrence Bradley, who wants to know, may I please have some guidance from my guides or the masters? Thank you. Okay, so, oh my God, and here's Rossi with the wiki on the Okefenokee Swamp. Peat-filled wetland straddling the Georgia-Florida line in the United States. Okay. So it's basically Burns Bog. We have one like that here. It's called Burns Bog. It's like 5 blocks from where I live, and it's got an incredible ecosystem. Okay. Juju says, you snooze, you lose. Yeah, I'm sorry. Do you want to go first this time, or do you want me to?
You go first. Because
Okay.
what they always give me is what you're saying. They give me what's after. It's like the little extra. I don't know why. That's what they do. They did that with Ali when I was at Ali's. I was like,
okay, all right, that's fine. So, Emily, some guidance from my guides or the masters. Do you want me to pull cards on this? No, okay. One of your guides is saying, Emily, Emily, Emily. Sorry, it's funny because I hear it from my guides, Linda, 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 you know. Um, it's difficult. Okay, let's try again. Growing isn't easy. That little tiny birdie beak has to break through the shell, and that hurts. And it hurts to be hunched in a shell. And when it gets to the point of it hurts too much to stay in the shell, it hurts more to stay in the shell than it does to do the work of breaking out. And if you guys haven't seen little chicks breaking out of their shells, there's videos on YouTube. It's the cutest thing you've ever seen. Okay, go watch it. And that'll give you some insight into spirit, what's going on in spirit. It's a difficult job, but it has to be done if you want to grow. I mean, you could stay there and atrophy and be frozen for life if you're not willing to withstand the pain of breaking through your shell and standing up for yourself and becoming a whole person. I know from previous chats, Emily, that you are facing like some difficult choices, or you're finding your choices difficult to make, maybe is a better way of phrasing it. Because you know what you want to do, but you somehow feel unable to do it. So the advice is grow. It is your life. You get to choose. You get to pick. Nobody else does. You bear the consequences of your choices, of course. But they're your choices, and it's not something that you can, it's not something that you're going to look on in the, picture yourself at 90 years old. This is direct from your guide, one of your guides. Picture yourself at 90 years old and ask yourself what you'll regret. Which choice would you regret? Meditate on that. Think about that a lot. What would you regret? And then meditate some more. And then ask for more guidance from your guides. Talk to them in your dreams. Because what you want to do may not be what's good for you. It may not be serving your best interest. It may not be, or it may. This is your choice. This is what it means to be grown up, or to be not grown up. I don't mean that like that way, okay? But this is part of growing as a human, of maturing as a human, is saying, these are my choices. And there's never only two, okay? Because that's a dilemma. That's not a choice. A choice is when you have at least three options. So think of what your at least three options might be. And like chew them over and just suck the life out of them. And whoa, I just got a big, yeah, you don't just have two choices, sweetie. You have at least three, maybe five. Figure them out. And then figure out from the perspective of being 90 years old. Oh man, I wish somebody had told me that when I was 18. Yeah. Yeah, that's the advice for you today, Emily.
Yep.
I hope that helps, sweetie.
And if you have some kind of illness, it's not a punishment. It's a stimulant for you to go further, to go beyond what it is that you have. So for me, this is the card that I got. And the lady here is moving towards something. So it is, if you are sticking always at the same place or downloading, if you're sticking always at the same place, it's time for you to move on, to let that go, and to decide, now it's my time, my
Yeah.
turn. So yeah.
Yeah. And for those of you who think that Annie Bear and Pierrette resemble each other, well, they're on opposite coasts, so they're not cousins. Okay, and um, and I think it has more to do with their spirit, with their soul, than with their faces. Because yeah, I know what you're talking about. It's a really, I grew up on Indian reserves in Western Canada, and it's a vibe I recognize and I love and I feel very comfortable with. And I seek it out whenever I can because I just feel so at home and I feel so happy and playful. And I don't know, it's just great for me. So I get what you're saying, but it doesn't have anything to do with physical reality, or very little to do with physical reality, and more to do with the spiritual reality in which these wonderful, deeply magical ladies live. Because you are, both of you, really magic. And now it's your turn.
My turn for, do we have,
Emily, your,
oh,
your turn. Emily.
I just did.
Oh, sorry. Okay, so I missed it.
You'll
I
have
hope
to watch next time.
I was paying attention to the chat. Yeah, I'm sorry. Okay. Yes, Emily, it's important to love yourself and to put yourself first. Okay, next we have, it is important, and that's a really important lesson about boundaries too, is to put yourself first. Okay, next we have Leah, who wants to know, what was my plan for this life before I came here? Oh, Leah, that's a big question. That's a personal reading kind of question. I can give you like we can give you like yeah, this is the kind of, oh man. Okay, so these are not, I can tell you what is suitable for public sort of consumption, okay? I can tell you a little bit, but honestly, this is a private reading question. And if you want a private reading from me, that's fine. Or you can ask Val, Dragonfly Crystals, or you can ask, Diana Bowles or Viviani, like, I don't care. But if these are the kinds of questions that are itching in the back of your brain, it's time for a private reading, okay? It doesn't have to be me, it can be anybody, but it's time for a private reading. So they're telling me not to worry about what your plan was. Ouch. Wanda, that's not very nice. They're telling me that you don't need to worry about what your plan was, because you're working it, girl. Your feet are on the path. You're doing it. You're on there. You're working it. I don't mean that the way it sounds. You're doing your job. You're doing your job. You're doing what you're supposed to be doing. You're learning your lessons.
She's
Don't
accumulating.
What?
She's accumulating on the way. That's what they're telling me. She's
Yeah.
accumulating on the way.
Yeah.
Whatever it is that she has to have.
Yeah. Yeah. It's Oh no, this isn't a general reading, Leah. This is like specifically related to your path and to your contract and to everything else. Your relationships are on track. Your relationship with yourself has really grown a lot, and they're very, very happy to oh, I got big chills. Your relationship with yourself has improved a lot. You're much more loving and much more careful about your heart, and much more loving towards yourself. I mean, like, not loving to other people, but you're much more loving to yourself, and you're much more willing to put yourself first and to stick up for yourself when people are being jerks to you. And that's a really amazing thing that they're very happy to see. Yay, Leah. They're applauding and cheering you on. They're very, very happy about that. So keep doing that. Keep putting yourself first. Keep looking after yourself. Keep making sure that any decisions that you make take your needs and your comfort and your joy into account. And they're telling me that that was a really important lesson that you had on your list this lifetime. And you're doing it. That's what I got.
Yeah. And she's accumulating people on her way. That's helping her.
Yeah.
Yeah, she is. You're doing fine. You're doing fine.
I'm going to sneeze. Forgot to mute myself, so I had to mute my nose. Hi, Scotty boy. Hi, Rossi. Nice to see you here. I hope that helps you, Leah. But honestly, they're. Oh, I love you too, sweetheart. Honestly, there's really, like, knowing what your contract was doesn't help you live a better life. Okay. You have to take your lessons as they're coming at you. Okay. Next we have, and just do your best to be the best person you can be. Right? Yeah. You got a rotten mama, baby. I know. I know. I took away that almond that you were chewing on. I'm sorry. Next we have Amanda Carroll, who wants to know, healing my energy so it's ready for a new job. Is that right? Like, do I understand that correctly? Did I read that right?
Yeah. Healing my energy.
I can't really do that. Are we going to do that?
No, that's one of the things we said we couldn't do.
Yeah. We can't do that. We're not doing any healings on this show. We just can't. That so
And it's my thing because it takes too long for me to. It takes me a few minutes, but then it takes me a little bit longer to disconnect. So it would take me like at least 20 minutes after each person to disconnect. So I'm sorry.
yeah. Yeah, Amanda Carroll, if you want to put another question in real quick, we can do that. And you're free to contact Pierrette by email and ask her to do this for you, and she will. But yeah, we can't do that like as part of like quick live mini readings. It's just not going to happen. Although that would be fun. So Amanda Carroll, if you have a question, if you want just a general, the energy, okay. So she wants the energy around her now and helpers. Oh, you have a lot of helpers around you. There's well, there's your guides and angels, of course, but there seems to be a lot of elementals around you right now. I don't know why. Is maybe because it's springtime and you've got like shiny stuff in your house or in your yard, stuff that interests them. There's always a lot of elementals. I say that because there's always a lot of elementals around here because they like the birds. The energy around you feels like calm and bubbly, and there's little sparks coming up, and I don't see any big stuff coming up for you. You're on your path. You're walking your path, and you're discovering new things all the time, and you're figuring out where you fit in this world, and you're figuring out what you can and can't do. Take some courses, you know. I mean, you probably already are, but I'm just saying, take some courses, learn more, because you're on a learning path right now. It's not it's like an apprenticeship. You're doing, you're learning, you're doing, you're learning, you know. Um, Shush. Here, have an almond. Um, okay, get down. You're just too distracting. Yeah, that's what I've got. How
Okay.
about you?
There's something that she's resisting. The door's there, but it's just that there's something about that job that she's looking for that job, that there's just one little thing that's there, but it's closing her opportunity to get to it. So the door still
Ooh.
stands in front of her.
Meditate.
Yeah.
Connect with your inner self.
Yeah.
Connect with your true being, your true heart, your true soul. I don't know how else to say it, but you know what you guys all know what I'm talking about, okay? And Amanda Carroll does too. So talk to your guys, talk to them in your dreams, and spend more time meditating. Still your, I shouldn't say meditating because everybody thinks, oh no, still your mind. If that means knitting or washing the dishes or going for a run, then do that. Okay. And ask your guides to help you break that resistance, to help you get through that resistance, and heal it and be done with it. Like as a specific intention while you're meditating, while you're stilling your mind, okay? I hope that helps, Amanda Carroll. I think it's great that there's a door there because that means it'll open.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, what do doors do?
And there's a flower here, but there's flowers waiting for her.
Yeah.
The
A
other
whole garden on
way.
the other side, Amanda Carroll. Look at that.
So, yeah.
Whoa. Okay. Oh, good. I'm glad it helps, Amanda Carroll. You're welcome. Our pleasure. Okay. Kendra Lesher wants to know, have I had past lives with my sons? One of them is autistic. Okay. As a general rule, which is generally true 99% of the time, the people who are closest to us, we've had past lives with. These are people that we rotate through. How do I put it? We rotate relationships with. Sometimes we're the parent, sometimes the grandparent, sometimes we're the child, the sibling, a teacher, the next door neighbor who comes in and saves our skin when we screwed up when we were 5 years old. And those kinds of relationships, there's often about 40 or so, as many as 40, but generally it's like 20 or less. And those kind of relationships tend to be stable over lifetime, over many lifetimes. Stable in the sense that we keep rotating with the same community of souls. Okay, so if this is your son in this lifetime, I'm going to look and see what relationship you had with your sons in the past, because for sure you have. That's just a given. What have you got?
I've got 3. She had 3 relationships with him. 3
Ooh.
hearts there. So
I just got the impression of a past life with a farm. I don't know where the farm is. I'm just going to do this real quick. I'm not going to give you a lot of detail. It's a farm. There's a father with a wife and children. There's a grandfather who's what? This is the father's father, and the mother has passed away. Um, there's a whole pack of children, and I'm getting that one of you was the grandfather, one was the father, and one was one of the sons. Between the three of you, I would have to take some time and look at exactly who is who, and we just don't have time for that today. Um, so so that's where that's going. And yes, the best you can do is hope that you're guiding them well, because that's your job, right? As a teacher, primary, uh, you know. I hope that helps, Kendra. I'm glad it makes sense to you. Okay, so next. Yeah, it is really interesting. I normally love really getting into past lives and, talking about what color the horse was and stuff like this. But I am trying to discipline myself to answer the question and not get lost into like, wow, this is so cool. Look at this. Okay, Delphi.
They're direct. It's like, okay, this is what it is.
Yeah, this is what it is. You don't need to know how many cows they had. That's fine. Or, what color the flowers in the garden. Delphi, are you here? So you want messages from the guides to keep going. Oh, sweetheart. Mm. You don't ask for help enough. You have an immense amount of help available spiritually and materially. And you need to find it. You need to get with the program and start asking for that help from sources that will provide it. So I don't know if that's like professional or what exactly. I mean, I don't know. Um, your spiritual resources are enormous. There's like this whole flight of angels just sort of hovering around you, just unemployed, waiting to be called in. I mean, you can say stuff like, I need some encouragement angels. I need some group hug angels. I need you to hug me. I need hugs from, because they do this, okay? I need hugs from when I feel really, really lonely and sad and just like I'm at my wit's end. I ask for a hug and I get it. And it feels really nice. And I can have it for as long as I want, but I usually fall asleep. So um, so yeah. You can ask for hugs, you can ask for inspiration. Ask for inspiration for how to for what you can do next. Inspire me. What can I do next? What can I do more of to feel more joy? Because that's what you need, is to create more joy in your life. I don't know what brings you joy, Delphi. If it's like, I don't know, going for walks in nature, or if it's listening to music or playing music or singing, or what your joy is. But you have several ways of creating joy, and and you need to do those. You need to start creating more joy in your life and asking for inspiration and assistance, not just from your angels and guides, but also from where? From people around you. People around you don't seem very supportive. People around you seem like they're, oh God, she's whining at us again. Jeez, when is she going to shut up? Um, uh, you might have to find like professional, like go to an organization. Yeah, you might have to go to an actual organization for the help that you need. as opposed to the people around you, because my impression is that the people around you, yeah, don't rely on them. Yeah, group hugs from angels are, oh, old age. Oh, me too, I'm old. Delphi. Create joy.
But
Makes a
they'll,
difference.
they're telling me that if you were to make music, and the weirdest thing that they're telling me is they're saying spoons. You know how you play the spoons to give you joy, to give you the rhythmic of the spoon that gives you, so you're getting into the groove, and then your body is just letting itself go. So even if you are in of age and you're not able to be, this instrumental person, just the thing to do the spoon, and I don't know why they're giving me spoons, but that's what they're giving me, is just the rhythmic of it will bring you out of your shell, will bring you there, will bring you to have that joy, to think, to, I don't know, that's what that's what they're
Yeah.
telling me.
Yeah. Yeah. And spoons, because everybody has them. And because every kitchen party I ever went to as a little kid, somebody is playing the accordion and other people are playing the spoons on their knees. Oh, come on. You guys must have seen that, like kitchen parties.
Yeah.
That was the thing. French Canadian kitchen parties in Western Canada. That was absolutely a thing. I don't know if you guys must have done that. There was like
Yeah.
Cape Breton is just up the coast from you.
Mm-hmm.
Very famous for, and you can use wooden spoons, but you can use like just soup spoons and just whack them on your knees, and it makes this great rhythm. I'll shut up now. But yeah, they're fun to play with. They are, absolutely, and they do real nice percussion.
Mm.
Delphi, sweetie, my heart goes out to you. Yeah, joy. You need more joy. Just create it. Find the joy. Find what brings joy to you, and it sounds like it's music, so go for it, girl. Next we have um, okay, and you know what? You know what the other thing? Dancing around the kitchen. This is so sweet, Delphi. Take a look at this. This is so sweet. I love that. Which is a great segue because Joyful Mystic Kate hosting the Alchemy of Light is the next person in the queue. And I'm going to find out how many more we have. Whoops, I can't spell. How many more we have in the queue. Because we're at an hour, close to an hour now. Oh yeah, so the next three, we have three more questions. Well, that's not too bad then. Heavenly Blessed Honey, Angela Hunter, and I Am Lulu. Whoa, we did really well today. Okay. Any messages from Spirit for Joyful Mystic Kate? Okay. If you feel inspired, you can just jump right in, Pierrette. I'm not.
Well, I have I have a boat here, as if
Ship.
she's a ship going in a bottle, not even by itself. It has to be traveling with help. So, and the message here says it's important not to get stuck in therapy. So, in other words, there are things that you are able to do for yourself. So, the boat will get to its destiny wherever it wants to go, no matter how you do it, but you know how to row. And you can always call on me. Call on me.
I don't get any notes from your guides. From They're just sitting back looking real satisfied with themselves. So I guess that means they're satisfied with you. Um, They're saying boundaries. You could do a little more work on boundaries. I'm not sure if that is setting up your own or respecting others. I don't know. You'll need to figure that out for yourself. They're giving me a rose to give you. It's really beautiful and really, really smells like a real rose, not like those tea roses that just smell like black tea. It smells like a rose, like a real rose, and it's beautiful. And they're offering it to you. And the smell is the fragrance of spirit wafting through your soul. There you are. Oh, Delphi, you're very welcome. I love you too. So I don't have anything else for you, Joyful Mystic Kate. That's it. I hope that helps. Oh, you're very welcome. And yeah, Pierrette doesn't live in Nova Scotia. Do you mind saying where you live?
In New Brunswick, Canada.
Yeah, which is next door to Nova Scotia. So,
3 ley lines coming through. Yep, 3 ley lines. I'm so lucky. Alien ships. Yep.
Okay. So, yeah, Wanda's squawk of approval. So next we have Heavenly Blessed Honey, who wants to know, can you see what connection with Clara Bow I have from before? So Clara Bow, I saw your notes, I saw your comments in the chat. Sonia, about this, you're talking about Clara Bow, Craig Dixon's guide or companion or whatever. I'm not sure what the relationship is. I think she's his guide, but they have a real friendly relationship. He took her to California last year. Yeah, he went to California with her to see her monument, her grave, I think it was. Okay, so what connection do you have with Clara Bow? I see 2, possibly 3, but 2 are coming in strongly right now. One is a couple. This isn't a soul. Like Clara's soul is not one that you have a lot. It's part of your soul group, okay, but not one that you have worked with a lot. I see a connection in a past life, a few hundred years ago, in Europe. She's a servant in your family. And she's responsible for your clothes. Well, I think she might be responsible for everybody's clothes. This is a wealthy household. And she's a maid. And part of her job is making the clothes. And I see you as a little girl. She's letting out your dresses. So she's cutting the seams and letting them out because you're growing, but you're a kid, so you don't get new dresses every 6 months. So that's one connection, and you like her, and she puts little fancy touches on the dresses for you because you like having a bow, like, right here in the middle of your tummy, and so she'll sew one on for you, and she does nice little things for you because she thinks you're cute. And then the most recent connection, though, don't yell at me. The most recent connection is when she was in like her most recent lifetime that we know about, when she was working in the movies, you were a stagehand, somebody working on the film set, like a crew member. And you were supportive to her, and she was supportive to you, and you had a nice kind of backstage friendship. It was a friendship, and never went beyond that, because it just never did. You were just friends, but you played cards together backstage. I see the two of you sharing a beer and sitting at a or each of you having your own beer. I don't mean sharing, having beer and just sitting in the back waiting for other people to do whatever it is they're doing, and just playing cards with each other and having a good time. Not a deep connection there, but a connection nonetheless.
Yeah, I
So
saw horses. I saw horses as if she helped with animals, props, or some things like that.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, some backstage. I'm not sure, because like it's too much detail for me to be able to go into right now. But yeah, some backstage kind of work. Maybe the wrangler, maybe I don't know. Maybe just somebody who did whatever somebody said. Go and get this. Go and do that. Go get, I hope that helps you. I hope that resonated. I don't know if you knew that you had any work in movies before, but that was pretty cool, especially like for the this looked like the 1918, 1922, 19 something around in there, like just after the First World War was the feel that I had from it.
Yeah, me too.
Next we have, yeah, that is a very cool connection to have. You're right, Angela. Okay, so next we have, I forgot the cue. There's just no room in my head right now. Angela, anything we can tell her about her eyes? Yes, she is a beautiful soul, Sonia. You're very, very welcome. She is an absolutely beautiful soul. Angela wants to know if there's anything we can tell her about her eyes. Yeah, good idea. Wonderful idea, Pierrette.
Yeah. That's personal information. No, I can't touch that.
Oh, Delphi, aren't you wonderful? There should be, isn't that interesting? Okay. Yeah. Thank you, Delphi. That's very kind. So the guides are saying that there are some things you can do to support your eyes. I don't know what your problem is with what the problem is with your eyes, but they're saying bilberry, not blueberry, bilberry. Have you ever heard of that? Have you tried bilberry, Angela? I'm not a doctor. I don't know shit about medicine. I don't know anything about herbal medicine. I just heard bilberry. So go look on online and see if you can get bilberry extract. Bilberry. I don't know, maybe Billberry. So she says that both her eyes have been watery a lot, or spiritually, maybe help with opening my third eye. Okay, well, I can't do that for you. That's a task. That's a soul task. That is part of your development as a spiritual being. And by the way, my understanding is that there's no such thing as opening a third eye. It's not like you're taking a carving knife and what you're doing is connecting spiritually, okay, and developing your creative, imaginative channel so that you can, in your brain, so that you can connect spiritually, because that's how it all happens. So ask your guides to talk to you in your sleep. Ask your guides for inspiration. Ask your guides and then act on the inspiration. Okay, so should I take this way home, or should I turn left here instead of right? And then do it. Should I go into this store instead of that one? Like, that's how you develop. That's how you develop um, the connection with your guides, is to ask them for inspiration, to ask them for guidance, and then follow it. Okay. I mean, if it makes sense, like, don't go, but turn left instead of right. Go into a different store for your bread this time. Follow that inspiration. That will help you a lot. Your eyes are watery a lot. That to me just says like springtime allergies. So maybe, I mean, have you seen a doctor about this? That should have been my first question. Have you seen a doctor about this? Shush, 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 shush. Because that should be your first step. And maybe get allergy testing. I don't know. Talk to a doctor. Remove irritants. Yeah,
Is
you
there
have to
something
be a doctor.
that you
Okay.
want to see?
Hmm?
Is there something that she in life that she doesn't want to see? Sometimes it blurs us out because we don't want to see something that's right in front.
Oh, excellent point, because I've just been focusing on the physical.
Yeah.
Well, Angela, is there something in your life that you'd like to fog out of, or that you are somewhat in denial? Some people, yeah, thank you, Diane, for entertainment purposes only.
Mm.
Sometimes it's easier to look at life through fog than we don't have to see the sharp edges that, then we have to deal with, right?
Because sometimes it's also during the day at a certain time of the day that it's not always as pronounced. And all of a sudden it's like, oh my God, it's just, it's really bad today. Ask yourself, what is it at that time you do
Yeah.
not need to physically see,
Yeah.
deal with?
Okay, so I think I would go to a different doctor, because having green eyes, I have green eyes, excuse me, that is not a defect, okay? And it's not a defect to if your eyes have never been watery before and they suddenly become watery, that's not a defect. That's a reaction to something, and that's a shit way to diagnose somebody. I'm sorry. So find another doctor, because that's really defect. Poo-poo head. Doctors, honest to goodness. Okay, and let me see what else. No, that's all I've got for you. But yeah, try to see what you don't want to see. Like, try to figure out if there is something that you don't want to see, or that you don't want to see clearly, because then that would be too much for you. And
Yeah,
that'll take time and
yeah,
meditation.
she could be on the phone or something talking to someone, and it gets worse, running worse at that time
Yeah.
with the person that she's talking to.
Yeah.
So just try to pay attention when it gets worse. That'll give you a hint what's going on.
Yeah. And then you'll be better prepared to deal with it. Yeah, it might not be entirely physical. Thank you, Pierrette. And thank you, Angela. Okay. And next. Yeah. Green eyes. Because green eyes, therefore they're watery. Therefore, that's just a defect of green eyes. Yeah, there's a medical opinion for you. Okay, next we have Lulu. Can you clear what's caught in my throat? Nope. Not doing that. Okay. Oh, okay. So this is better. The lump in my throat is spirit or a past life recall. Is it a message? So you want us to tell you if it's physical or not? I don't know. Can we do that? Past life recall.
It's not a past life recall.
No.
No.
No, it's got nothing to do with any of your past lives or any carryover or anything.
No.
It I think it does have to do with your throat chakra. Yeah. So it has to do with your throat chakra and things that you are not saying.
Saying, yeah.
That lump is everything you have left unsaid in your life. So I'm not a doctor, and I don't even play one, and this is for entertainment purposes only. So, but I've done this, okay, and it's really helpful. So put yourself somewhere where you feel safe and where you feel, where you feel safe and want to let go. And okay, just forget that. Just take it off, Put yourself somewhere where you feel safe and start saying all the things that you have not said, the things that you've left unsaid, the times that you should have said, thank you so much and I love you too, or don't you dare speak that way to me, or I am worth more than that, or any of those kinds of things. I'm just repeating some of the things that I had to say, okay? You'll have your own, Lulu. But put yourself in a safe place and start speaking the unspoken. I'm hearing that loud and clear from the guides. Speak the unspoken, whether it's unspoken love, unspoken anger, unspoken tears, unshed tears.
Mm-hmm.
Big chill on unshed tears. So yeah.
Have to do it with love, though.
Yeah.
Whatever she's gonna do it with love, because
Do it
then
with,
it'll be caught up into the ears because you won't want to hear anything.
oh yeah. Yeah. And anger and whatever else it is, but I'm getting a big confirmation on unshed tears. So maybe you want to start with that, and do some chakra work, like clearing your chakras or chakras, whatever. I say chakra, you say chakra, whatever. There are some really nice guided meditations for chakra work on YouTube that you can listen to as you're falling asleep. That will help. And just clearing your mind and stilling your mind and just listening to the meditation as you work through each chakra, because if one is out of balance, they're all out of balance. Okay, you can't have balance from here to your heart and then skip your throat and then balance it's a system. If one is out, then they're all out. But yeah, this is definitely an energetic problem, and it's about unshed tears and unspoken words. I hope that helps you, Lulu. And I think Lulu was last.
Hmm.
And Lulu, by the way, come back and let us know, all right? At some point, when you try this, like you're going to have to do this periodically for a little while. And absolutely, Diane, thank you very much. This is perfect. Yes. And do it with love. It's absolutely right. Do it with love. Love for yourself, love for whatever other people may be involved, and the highest good for all involved. You know, and yeah, they do get trapped in the body, and that's what you're experiencing right now. I think, in my professional opinion as a doctor of nothing, uh, but if it's based in love, then you can't go wrong. Oh, sweetheart. Yeah, unshed tears. Unshed tears. Oh, thanks for being here, Pierre Louis. That's very kind of you to say. Thank you so much. I want to have Pierrette on again because you're fun to read with. I hope you'll. I hope you had fun.
Yes, we'll talk about it later.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Schedule another one.
Okay. Uh, oh, okay. Yeah. Yeah. Well, that would do it. That would absolutely do it. I'm so sorry. My best heartfelt vibes to you. Ah, well, look at that. An hour and 18 minutes. This is awesome. Thank you so much, all of you, for coming. Please don't forget to subscribe to Pierrette's channel because she has a channel and she does wonderful stuff on her channel. She puts out these wonderful little videos, and they're so sweet and loving and cheerful, and they make me happy. And I think they'll make you happy too. So subscribe to her channel, you guys. And I'll be here again tomorrow night with, I'll be simulcasting New Moon Alchemy with Moon Scarab, Ramon, and Gerald Tarostash. And so we're going to be pulling cards and doing some new moon readings for the Pisces new moon, which is going to be really interesting because it's the last moon of the year, the last new moon of the year before the year starts again at 0 Aries on March 20th or 21st or whatever it is. This is the last, I believe it's the last new. Yeah, it is, because the next one's in 28 days. Yeah, it's the last new moon of the solar year. So that should be fun. What have you done in the past year? What have you accomplished? Okay. And I'm going to close the records. And let's do the 3 deep breaths together again as we close the records and thank Spirit for this wonderful guidance. I would like to close by thanking the light for the truth. I would like to close by thanking the light for the healing energy. And I would like to close by thanking the light for the guidance and compassion towards our soul's purpose. And with this, we lock the records of this group. The records are now closed. Thank you all so much for being here. I love you all. And don't forget to hit the like button on your way out. Make sure you subscribe to both of our channels and double check, because my subscriber numbers have been going up and down in a really weird way. So double check to make sure that you've done that. Have a fabulous weekend. I love you all. See you next week, or maybe tomorrow. Bye.
Bye.